if you don't know me, my name is Soulcoast. I am a clairvoyant and I am a medium. And today we are going to be talking about the purpose of life and the meaning of life. Now, as a medium, I've had so many people contact me asking me what is the meaning of life, like why we're here. I think a lot of people know that we're here to sort of learn lessons. I think a lot of people know that we have like past lives and maybe we've lived before and believe and kind of have some understanding of the reincarnation process and stuff like that. And especially people and like clients I've had who have experienced like trauma, like a really bad upbringing, a lot of trauma and emotional physical abuse as children, or maybe have gone through a marriage with a narcissist. People have gone through really difficult trauma, definitely come to me and ask me like, but what was the purpose of this? What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong in a past life? I don't understand what the lesson is. And I get it, I've had not a very easy life at all, probably from the moment I was born. I've had a lot of challenges I had to deal with, especially as a child, so I can understand that sort of like wandering and searching for the answers into like why things, like why our life has come like panned out the way it has and stuff. And so today I just wanted to give like an explanation of actually what is the purpose of life, as in the human experience, and why we're here, and hopefully that will help you to understand some things, like understand yourself a lot more better, and hopefully the aim is to make you feel a lot better. So starting off from the beginning, when we first begin, as you all know, we're all connected and we're all from source consciousness, the divine, or God. I refer to him, he or she, I refer to them as God, which is in the universe, and we are just thoughts. So until we sort of think, once we have that realization that I am something, we then start looking into how we can live out those experiences and what we can do. And how it sort of starts is we gain some sort of understanding and perspective into the past, the present, future, multiverses. We have some knowledge about it when we're in the astral plane. And then we decide that we want to live out our physical experience, which is why Earth is such like an amazing place and why a lot of spirits want to come to this place. You may have heard like this is one of the most sought after dimensions to come to, because we have a physical body and we can act out the things that we wanted to achieve. We can actually like live out those dreams. And so before we become into the body and we become a spirit, we're a soul, we're a spirit, and then we make this suggestion, we have these ideas of things that we want to do. So we may look and go, okay, I want to come to Earth and I want to be a woman, I want to be a female, I want to be a mother, and I want to experience some trauma. I want to know what it's like to experience some trauma and how I can overcome that. So you have these like little blocks that you pick of the things that you want to do in this life, this life that you're going into. And so you have all these things that you want to do, and then a life is sort of molded for you, and then you pick your parents that will lead you down that path that you have chosen, that you've wanted to experience. Now you don't exactly have the finer details, you just have all these certain blocks and things that it is that you want to do when you come here. And so they go, right, that's fine, we can do that. Here are your set of parents, with their background and how that's going to start you off on your path, and then you choose your parents. So if you're a mother yourself or a parent yourself, your children chose you just as you chose your parents, which I know can be really hard to believe if you've had difficult parents. Believe me, I understand. Okay, I do know. You think, really, I want to pick these guys? But yeah, there's a reason for everything. Because so you pick your parents, and then of course you were born, and then you are put on this earth to live out those experiences you've chosen. Now, when I've explained this to clients before, people have said to me, well, why would I choose to be physically abused? Why would I choose to be sexually abused? And it's not the case of necessarily like you chose for those specific things to happen to you. It's more of the case that you've chosen to want to experience certain things, and so the guides or the people around you on the astral plane have decided that this path or these building blocks is what's going to get you to what it is that you want to achieve and what you want to experience. And so I know that can be quite hard to comprehend and understand when you've had really bad things happen to you, and I get that. And of course, you know, some things can affect us for the rest of our lives, and give us a lot of issues like mental health issues and physical and health issues and things. But it's just the fact that before you were born, you did choose certain blocks in order to want to experience a certain type of feeling. As you, on the astral plane, your guides, the angels, they felt like you could handle this. They wouldn't give you anything that they felt like you couldn't handle, what you couldn't deal with. So consider yourself, whatever it is, that if you have gone through anything negative in your life, consider yourself a survivor and that you did it. You know, you made it through. So always take that into consideration. And when we're here, it's living out that creation. We have picked these things that we want to experience. We're living out the creation, and ultimately the reason why we're here is to gain perspectives. So it's to gain as much perspective of all these situations, people, things we do in our life, our ages, you know, the ages we go through when we grow and when we have children or whatever we do in life. The aim is to understand all those perspectives and as many perspectives as possible, including perspectives of other people. So, for example, if someone's done you wrong, it's understanding how you feel and understand your perspective, and then trying to understand their perspective of why someone could have maybe have done that to you and to hurt you. And it's to gain an understanding which helps you then understand yourself in order to then let go and move on, because that's the whole point of life, is you have these experiences. Some are good, some are bad, because there's duality all the time in the universe. Everything is a mix of the light and dark and good and bad. The light is great and makes us feel abundant and at peace, and the dark is what we need in order to, because when we have trauma, we connect to ourselves and understand a lot better from any negative situation that us to let it go. And another point of us being here is learning about love and compassion. The astral plane, everything is about love. There is no judgment, there is no hate. It doesn't matter who you were in this life. When you go to the other side, you will have your life review. You will be explained all the things you've done in your life and why you've done them. And that is regardless of who you are and what you've done. I personally don't believe that there is a heaven and hell. I believe we all go to the same place, but there are different areas for certain people. So people maybe have been on this earth and caused a lot of pain will go somewhere else to have a lot of like rehabilitation, I suppose, a lot of educating, because obviously there's a lot of bad. With bad there's good. So there is always an outcome, but it all stems from you and how you are in this earth experience and how you behave, and you taking responsibility of yourself and your actions and trying to understand others and being as present as possible. That is another focus when you're here in the earth experience. When we're born, we've forgotten about everything before. We are born, and we could be born in any country, any place, have any religion, you know, belief system. We don't remember spirituality. And I think we don't remember spirituality because we are meant to be fully immersed in the earth experience in your life, just like everybody else, to try and remember the spiritual path and the lessons. And there's a reason for that. There is a reason for that, for you to remember, look into spirituality, to listen to the spiritual teachers that have been and gone and those we have today, to remember the reasons why you're here, to learn, to understand as many perspectives as possible, to live a good life, to be a service of others, to treat people with love and respect, to be compassionate, to be as much in the present as possible, and just to really grow and understand yourself as much as possible. And if you can achieve all these things to which you feel you can in this life, I mean, no one's going to be perfect. You're going to have days where you're moody. You're going to have days where you just don't like something, or there will be someone in the past that you just think, I just cannot forget and forgive, and that is okay. That is okay. You're not going to be straight back into the other side and reincarnated just because of those things, but trying to make that effort of just trying to have an open mind to things and just making sure you're always coming from a place of love. You always hear this in spirituality. Everyone talks about love and love energy, and it's true. That's the energy that's on the other side. Everyone is loving on the other side. Everybody cares for everybody. Everything is about knowledge. And so that's what, we come here to do. And then when we cross over, once we die, we let go of this life. It's done. And we live on through memories of others, or if we've had children, those children will carry on our lessons and our memories in themselves. So we want to make sure we set a good example while we're here to send down a positive message further down the generations, And then when we crossed over, we're welcomed by a family and angels and our guides on the other side. We then have our life review, and our life review goes over all our life. And it goes for things that maybe we don't understand. Our guides and our spiritual team will help go through things that happen in our life and help us to understand why certain things happened in order to give us closure. I suppose when we cross over, we finally get that closure and that understanding. And depending on how much we've experienced and how much of perspectives we've understood will depend on when we get reincarnated. If we will come back and do similar things again, or is there just a part that we didn't understand, so we get reincarnated again to learn that lesson? I don't believe it's so much necessarily about karma, although karma does play a massive part in it, because obviously you have karma and dharma, and so you need to sort out all your karma to be clear of it. But I feel like ultimately it's just about learning lessons, not necessarily you're a bad person or you did something bad, so when you cross over you've got to come back and learn from that. It's just about learning the perspective. Okay, so maybe you are a player and you're a guy and you're playing, you've used and abused women and you've womanized women and you've broken some women's hearts and you've had children with women and left them and not been a very good father. Okay, this is just an example. I'm not trying to be sexist. It's just an example. When you cross over, they will go over your life review and try and get you to understand how you had a knock-on effect to those people's lives if you didn't develop that perspective and understanding in life. And then you may reincarnate and come back as one of those women who have been played or left with a baby. They may say, okay, look, we're not going to punish you, but we're going to come back so you can actually live out the experience because you didn't really sympathise and understand their perspective when you were alive, if that makes sense. And so everything is about learning, and we just learn and learn, and we grow and grow, and we become a stronger, higher being. We are multi-dimensional, so technically, even though right now I'm sat here, you're watching this, we're not just here, we've also got a higher self, we're in other dimensions, parallel dimensions, we're in all 9 dimensions at the same time, and it's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. It's mind-blowing, and I haven't even got long enough on this video today to go into everything, but I hope that the information I have given you has given you some understanding as to why you are here, and just some sort of food for thought, some things to think about of maybe going forward how you should be in your life. Your purpose is to do the things that you love. You've agreed to do all these things and experiences where you've come down here, but you also have this passion for music, and so you learn various musical instruments. That's your purpose. So just balance your mission and your purpose together, and remember you are here for you, and be loving and compassionate to everybody in your life. And I hope that this video has been educational. I hope it's been educational and a little bit enlightening. This is my first proper video, so I really do apologise if it's all over. I will get better at this. If you want to learn a lot more about this subject, more detail, understand maybe the dimensions and where spirit guides are, where our family are, and just understand this process more, check out my podcast. It's episode 2 on the Spiritual Babe podcast. I'll put links to everything down below. If you want to read in from me at all, I'll put the links down below to my Etsy shop and my links to everything else I have. And it was a pleasure, and look forward to seeing you again. Love and light. Bye.